sure after that you're wondering what the heck is going on with the FJR. Well, in short, it's kind of a rebuild. Rebuild? Yeah. It's a bit of a service. Basically, it started with me taking the back wheel off to check something, and then everything else just sort of fell off around it. Whilst the FJR was off the road, I took the opportunity to give it a good service and a really good deep clean. This first episode, I'm just going to walk you through how I got to where I got to, what I've done so far, and show you what progress I've made. So I'm going to gather a few bits and pieces together, and you come back after the intro. So first I've removed the back wheel. I have taken off the dog links and the drop links. The shock absorber is out, it's up on the table there, and I have had the centre stand off, cleaned the centre stand, hammerited that, greased it up and put it back together. What I haven't done is the dog leg at the bottom. That's not yet been greased, I've got that to do. And the shock's going to go back in. I've got rear brake pads ready to be fitted and new front brake pads as well. I've had the shaft drive out and I've re-greased the U-joint at the front of that, and re-greased the shaft splines in here. This has not yet been tightened or torqued, so we've got that to do. Right, so I've got the side stand off this side. Here's the side stand switch. I've ordered another protector for that, a little case that goes over the top. That needs to be repaired. The other one fell apart in my hands, bits of it lying around the floor here, and I've taken off all the gear linkage as well, and I've managed to get in here and just clean up all that metal. There's a whole load of just grime that's been stuck onto it, so it's good to get in there and clean that up, and again that will happen to the rest of the engine. That'll be the last thing we do, really, a proper clean. Here's the U-joint, clean that up, re-greased it. So yeah, that's all going back together shortly as well. So on the right hand side, I've managed to get obviously all the fairing off at the front. We're going to do the front end strip down once we've reassembled all this stuff at the back. I've done the brake cylinder, brake pedals have all come off, been re-cleaned. The foot pegs have come off and been re-cleaned as well. And I mentioned that the centre stand had been done. So the first job for me is going to be to re-grease the bearings with inside the dog leg underneath. So, had a couple of days off because the rain got on top of us a bit, so I really couldn't work outside. It's one of the challenges of not having a garage, but we work around it where we can. As you can see, I've got the back wheel on. New set of brake pads in the rear. The other ones were falling to pieces, and one of them was actually completely bare, very nearly metal on metal there. And new set of caliper bolts in there as well. One of them rounded off while I was trying to take them off. So that's the back end now, everything torqued up. All the shock has been done. I greased all of the pivot points underneath, and I've greased all of the linkages for both the gear and rear brake. So now it is on to the front end. front brake pads on the FJR1300 2011 model. I do not claim for 1 second to be a mechanicking expert. I am using a Haynes manual and a OEM manual for reference, and I'm just going to follow the instructions and go from there. Front brakes done. FJR, assemble! Well, that's the FJR done, cleaned, serviced and ready to rock and roll. Hopefully get out on some decent tours this year. Obviously I've got to balance my time on that one and the Super Tenere. I haven't done anything on the Super Tenere of any great distance yet, so I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into that. This wasn't a typical mechanic / garage type of video. I don't really like to make those. Yeah, I've tried it a few times. I don't enjoy it, so I just thought I'd string out something whilst we were in lockdown here in the UK to put a video together. So it's been a bit of an experience, a bit of a labour of love, as it were, to try and pull this video together. You may have cottoned the Marvel / Ironman influence towards the end. I have, with the family, been watching the Marvel videos. The Marvel videos? Is this the 1980s? The Marvel movies from the first one right the way through. We're doing it in chronological order for those interested, as opposed to the order the movies were released in. So lots of things start to make sense, especially if you hang on for those couple of minute bits of footage after the credits. There's always a nugget in there which is good. Anywho, waffled on a bit there. Some of that inspiration from watching those movies may have seeped into that last bit of B-roll. Just something a bit different, a bit of fun, and I really enjoyed making that. But anyway, I'm going to head out and hopefully get on the bike this afternoon. We're a little less restricted at the moment, so thinking about getting on 2 wheels, maybe a short video. If you are heading out and you've been on lockdown for a while, please take it steady. You know, an 8-week solid break from riding, you might experience a bit of skill fade there. Just stay focused. Try and remember to look further away. One thing I've certainly had to adjust to is looking down the road. It's not something I've really had to do recently, so everything's been quite close up. So yeah, got to adjust my line of sight further away. But on that note, stay safe, look out for each other. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I've got some exciting stuff coming this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. So please, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!